Hello everybody, it's Steven here and welcome back to another smartwatch review. Now today we have here something very special because today we have here one of the first fake Apple Watches. And this one here is called the Aiwatch A8 Plus from DHGATE.com. Now I have bought it for something like $100 and even though it's a replica, it's one of the best smartwatches I have tested from China. So you can find a link to buy it down below if you're interested. And now I would say let's get directly started and let's have a look at the Aiwatch A8 Plus. Alright guys, then first of all let's talk about the specs because this is probably the most interesting thing. Now the CPU is a MTK6260A. That means something like 360 MHz. It comes with 128 MB of RAM plus 64 MB of ROM. And this is really not much, so the internal storage is quite low. You definitely need a SD card. And on the datasheet it says it supports SD cards up to 32 gigs, but it works perfectly with my 64 GB SD card, so that's absolutely no problem. Now the LCD is pretty bad. It's a TFT screen, so that's not IPS, the viewing angles are not good, and also the colors are not really good. Now it's a 1.54 inch LCD display, and the resolution is 240 x 240 pixels. All in all, the viewing angle's really bad, as you will see later. Then the touch panel should be a 2.5D radiant capacitive touchscreen. It should also be OGS, but we'll check it out a bit later. Now it comes with Bluetooth onboard, so version 3.0, a 0.3 megapixel camera, a 350 mAh battery, which is quite good, so I've used the smartwatch 2 days without a problem, G sensor and NFC, and the Nfc Antenna is integrated in the strap, which is pretty cool. Now you can also insert a SIM card. It comes with quad-band GSM, but yeah, no 3G because you cannot browse on the internet on the smartwatch. That's not possible. Then you can send SMS, receive SMS, you can sync everything with your smartphone over Bluetooth, Pedometer, and really cool features. All in all, the specs of the smartwatch are really great. But the specs are not the only good thing. So also, the smartwatch is made out of aluminium. So the main body is CNC milled aluminium, which is quite stable, but it's not waterproof. It seems to be splash waterproof, but yeah, there is no sealing inside, so it's definitely not waterproof, guys. So be careful, don't go swimming with the smartwatch. Then now guys, as always, I have quickly unpacked it for you. And here you can see everything which is included inside of the package. So actually not really much. Now here we have a quick guide, so a user guide. It comes in different languages and it's quite useful because I didn't know how to use NFC, but in here you also will see some pictures and it explains it quite well on how to use the smartwatch, so definitely give it a read before you're using it. Then here you can see a USB charging cable. It's a micro USB charging cable and yeah, it doesn't look that good. I would definitely replace it and also charge the smartwatch with a charger, not on the computer. Alright guys, so that's basically it. It comes here in a very small box and here we have the smartwatch. So let's go and let's have a look at the Aiwatch A8 Plus. Then here you can see the front side of the Aiwatch A8 Plus and I have to say it looks very similar to a Apple smartwatch. But yeah, there are some differences. So here in the middle the button doesn't look like on the Apple smartwatch and also some other differences. And there is a version from Aiwatch which looks really one-to-one like the Apple smartwatch, but yeah, it's the older version and I'm not sure if they sell it anymore, and also the specs are different. So I've just got this one here, which is the improved version. Then here on the top side you can also see that the screen is not that black like the frame, so you can see the screen a bit. I'm not sure if it also looks like this on the Apple smartwatch, but yeah, looks quite okay. Also here you can see the front-facing camera. And all in all, the quality and the materials look really good. So the 2.5D touchscreen here looks really good and feels totally smooth. Also, if you have a look at the smartwatch here from this side, it looks pretty good. The aluminum body here is really good quality and you can remove that black back cover which you can see here. Then you can remove and replace the battery, and you can also insert a SIM card and micro SD card. Then here on the right side of the smartwatch you have the home button, just like for instance on the Apple smartwatch. Then let's have a look at the opposite side. So on this side of the frame you can see there's a integrated microphone, which is the hole here in the right corner. Then here in the middle we have here a cover for the micro USB port which you can flip up and then you can charge it. And also here's a speaker, so if it's connected to Bluetooth, then the smartphone streams the music or audio here to the smartwatch and it just plays here on the integrated speaker, which by the way sounds pretty good for a $90 smartwatch. Then yeah, let's just have a look at the strap because this is something I absolutely don't like. Okay guys, so now the smartwatch is turned on, but yeah, let's just quickly have a look at the strap. and the strap is something which I absolutely don't like. Now, the material used seems to be pretty good, so I absolutely like the material. If you have a look at this, the pattern here, it looks really great and it's quite durable. But closing the strap, so using the fastener, is really a pain in the ass. It's really hard to close it. Now here you can see the strap here from the inside. We have here the Nfc antenna. We'll have a look at it a bit later. And yeah, it comes up here a little bit, but that's quite okay. And you can just glue it down if it really comes off. Then here you can see the holes here for the fastener. And yeah, they are very tight, so it's really hard to get those metal things here through the holes. And another bad thing is that you cannot replace the strap. For instance, on the number 1 smartwatch, you could replace the strap. And this was really great because there were different straps and you could easily replace them. But here, yeah, I guess there's no way to easily replace them. And a magnet fastener, something like this, would be really cool. Or for instance, just like the real Apple smartwatch fastener. But this fastener here is really bad. And you can see if I try to close it, then this is really hard to do. And really sometimes this also really hurts because you're pressing those metal things into your wrist, and that really sucks. So yeah, before we turn it on and have a look at all the details, I just want to show you some close-ups. Here we have the micro USB charging port. Unfortunately, there's no 3.5mm headphone jack to connect a headphone or headset, so this is not possible and you have to use the internal speaker and microphone. Then here you can see the main button, so which actually acts as a home button, and also to lock it and unlock it. And you can see you can rotate it, but this has absolutely no function, and pressing it feels pretty good. This really doesn't feel cheap, and I have to say that button feels pretty good to press. Now let me quickly show you how the smartwatch looks here from the inside. As I've said before, the back cover here is removable, and you just have to go in here with your finger or something else and then just here lift it off. And yeah, it fits pretty tight. Now in here you can see here the 3D sound speaker, vibration motor and the battery. And also the battery here is removable, so you can replace it, for instance, if it breaks down. I'm not sure if there are upgrade batteries, but yeah, it's so small. I think the maximum capacity here is this one. Then here you can see that my 64GB SD card is in there, and it works perfectly nice. I'm pretty sure that it also supports 128GB, but yeah, quite useless in a smartwatch. And the other slot here is a SIM card slot. That means you can input here a micro SIM card and you can do calls with it and also send SMS. That's pretty cool, but you cannot use 3G, so it's just GSM only and you cannot surf the internet with the smartwatch. Then as always, here's a quick look at the battery, and it's a very small battery but quite thick, and it's a 350 mAh battery. So a very small one, and the voltage 3.7 volts, it's a lithium ion battery. Alright guys, so now I will reassemble the smartwatch and then let's just have a look on how it performs. Now there we go guys, it's now turned on and on my wrist, and yeah, let's have a look here at the system. And we're here on the home screen. You can swipe here through the pages and you can see the alignment of the icons looks a bit like on the Apple smartwatch. There are also different themes and one of them really looks like on the Apple smartwatch. Then you can also swipe down here from the top to get the status bar. I think Android is running on that thing here. And yeah, I'm not sure if there are custom ROMs, but we'll talk about this a little bit later. Then here you can see notifications just like in Android. We have here also the SIM card, so I'm connected to my provider, it's A1. And now it's time to connect the smartwatch to our smartphone. Just make sure Bluetooth is enabled on the smartwatch and then just grab your smartphone and also make sure Bluetooth is enabled on your smartphone. Then you just have to go to the settings, and it's also good to install some application like Bluetooth Notifier. And basically this smartwatch here is compatible with a lot of those Notify applications. There are a lot of them like Bluetooth Notifier, but I would definitely recommend to use, for instance, the MTK control app for smartwatches. I'll show this a bit later. But now let's go here to the settings, and we have in here Bluetooth, so make sure you just find it on your smartphone. It maybe looks different. This is just TouchWiz. Then here you can enable Bluetooth, and now you have to sync it with your smartwatch. So you will now see available devices. Now Bluetooth is always on the smartwatch, and it's called KCTX9 or something. And you can now pair your smartphone with the smartwatch. You will get here Bluetooth pairing request, accept it on your smartphone, and also make sure you note the passkey. And here you will see it, so passcode matched, and then just go to yes, and now you're connected to your smartphone. So now it's synced, as you can see, connected, and this works really great. It streams almost everything on the smartwatch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, then let us go quickly here for all the functions. Now I always try to keep the video as short as possible, but yeah, that's not possible. Now here you can see it's now turned on. Display looks quite okay, but as we'll see later, the viewing angles are not really good. Here you can see the button, and if you press it, it locks the screen, and if you press it again, it just shows you the clock face. So let's do it here, and you can also change the clock face, so there are different clock faces. Then if you now swipe in any direction, it opens up here the home screen where you can see all the apps. And yeah, we're now here, and let's have a look at all the apps. First of all, a SIM card is already in there, so we will be able to do calls and also send messages. Then first of all, let's just have a look at the dial application. And yeah, you have your different apps right over here, and we have 3 pages, and the dial application is here on the first page, and it's right over here. And it looks like a phone dial application, just like on your Android smartphone. And you can also dial some random numbers and call them. That's absolutely no problem. Then you can do a local call or a Bluetooth call. And also a local call is possible, and I think that's pretty cool. That means you're using the SIM card which is in your smartwatch. You're also using the integrated microphone and integrated speaker. And that's pretty cool. It's just a Knight Rider, like he's talking with his watch. And the bad thing is that you cannot attach a headset, for instance, to do calls, so you always have to use the speaker, and that's pretty bad. But there's a different model, which I have seen on the internet, which also comes with a 3.5mm headphone jack. So yeah, it's not possible to use a headset, you can only use a Bluetooth headset, so I'm pretty sure that it is possible, but yeah, I'm not sure if you have to disconnect from your smartphone or anything. I haven't tested this, and I'm not sure if it's really possible, but a headphone jack would be really great, also if you want to listen to music. Then yeah, that's just a dial application, and yeah, let's just exit it, and we can end up the call right over here. Now you can see here call ended, and it also ends the call on the smartphone, so that was the remote call. And all the remote call is working really great. Then the next step here in the list is a alarm clock. So you can also use the smartwatch as a alarm clock. And when the smartwatch is on standby, it almost drains no power. So it's possible to wear it overnight. There's also sleep monitoring if you're going to use it. And then, for instance, it wakes you up and it also vibrates. And that's a pretty good thing because, yeah, the speaker not that loud for a alarm clock. Then we have, for instance, right over here, the messaging application. So it's also possible to send messages here from the smartwatch. And on some other smartwatches, you could also type it on the watch, but then you had to send it over Bluetooth to the smartphone, then the smartphone sends it. But here you can send it directly from the smartwatch. So actually you have now 2 devices with you. You have your smartwatch with a SIM card and your smartphone with 1 or 2 SIM cards. So that's a pretty cool thing. Now the only bad thing here is that the keyboard is very small. So just have a look at my finger, it's almost as big as the whole keyboard. And now writing a message is impossible for me. Maybe if you have small hands, then it's maybe possible, but for me, never ever. Then here you can see, for instance, you can also add your recipients from your phone book. Now you have an internal phone book on the smartwatch, but also a remote phone book, which is the phone book of your smartphone. Now that means everything gets synced, and you just have to make sure you set the correct permissions and also install the correct applications, otherwise there is maybe a problem. But all in all, this is working really great. And now, yeah, you can see I have a problem here with just hitting here the correct button, because the buttons are very small sometimes. And you can choose here send by local or send over Bluetooth, so you can also write them on the smartwatch and send them to your smartphone. But you have to have a different application installed on your smartphone, which is called the MTK smartwatch application. Now receiving messages looks like this. You get here the inbox, and here you can see, for instance, the message. And reading messages is pretty good. Now, yeah, there's not that much on the screen because the resolution is not that much, and also it's a very small display, but you can definitely read the messages. And also you get your notifications here. You can see them, for instance, I had here the SMS notification, which doesn't pop up here under notifications, but at least you can see them here at the top in the bar. And here you can also see the display brightness. It wasn't on maximum, but yeah, let's max it out right now. And there we go. And regarding the brightness of the display, so it's definitely okay. But I've just noticed yesterday, because it was very sunny, you have to put the brightness on maximum, otherwise it's hard to see anything on the screen. Alright, then let's go back here. Now we have here a QR code, Bluetooth, for instance. We have here a calculator and Bluetooth settings. The next app here which is interesting is the calendar. And it's a full-size calendar which can be fully synced with your smartphone. That means all the events and notifications will be displayed on your smartphone and also on your smartwatch. Then let's have a look at the next application, which is the camera application. And this opens up the camera here of this device. So you can see it right over here, so at the top of the screen. And yeah, the camera here in preview looks pretty okay for a smartwatch. Just on a small screen it will look good. On the computer the pictures are totally blurry. But anyway, it's a cool feature because you can take selfies, so just for chatting in a small Skype window, it's definitely okay. Unfortunately, there is no Skype app for this, but it's definitely possible to use it as a remote camera for your smartphone also, so a pretty cool thing actually. And as you will see a bit later, you can also use the smartwatch as a remote control for the camera of your smartphone. Then here you have a lot of settings, but actually it doesn't matter if you change the settings, the pictures will always look like shit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, then let's go out of the camera application and let's have a look at the other remaining applications on the home screen. So to go back, just use here the back button, or for instance the home button, like the hardware button here on the smartwatch. That was the camera application. Now the next thing right over here is a FM radio, but this only works with a headset plugged in as antenna, but you cannot connect a headset, so that's a funny thing. Actually this app is useless because, yeah, it doesn't work because there is no antenna, but it's on there, so really funny thing. The next thing right over here is video mode, so you can also record videos with this little camera here. Unfortunately the videos are very laggy, and also you can see here it's sometimes really hard to press the correct button like this one here. And you can already see here in preview that motion of fast moving objects are very laggy. And also the videos don't look really good. If you want to, I can upload some samples, but yeah, it's not worth it because just have a look at the camera, it's very small. Also it takes a long time to save the video, it will be stored on your micro SD card and then you can watch it on a computer. But yeah, the resolution and everything is really not good. But cool feature that a camera is included at least. Now yeah, let's go back here, and there we go, let's go back to the home screen. Now that was the video application. We also have here the gallery. Then here you can see some photos I've made, here another one, so you can see quite blurry, doesn't look that good like in preview, but at least it's nice to have a camera on a smartwatch. Then here we have the movie player, and it's also possible to play back movies like the movies you have recorded. You can see it here in preview, or for instance you can also watch movies from your SD card. And yeah, doesn't look that good on such a small screen, but it's possible, guys. Here at the top we have a music player. A music test will come a bit later. I just have to copy some music onto it. Then the next app here on the last page is sleep monitoring, and this somehow analyzes your sleep quality, like for instance how often you move or rotate when you sleep. In my opinion, a quite useless feature because I'm not using this at all. Then here we have a file explorer, like you can browse your internal memory, phone memory, then also your memory card if you want to just have a look at some data. And yeah, I haven't seen if it's possible to install some APKs which are for the smartwatch, but I haven't checked it out right now. And also there is currently no update ROM or custom ROM. Then we'll just check out the remote camera app a bit later because we have to install some different app on the smartphone to make it work. Here we have different themes, and some of the themes really look like on the Apple smartwatch. It also comes with a pedometer, which I'm not using, so I'm just using GPS tracking if I go running or cycling. And also such a pedometer is not really accurate, as we all know. Then here we have looking for phone, and this is something which is not working for me. Maybe I have to install some different application, but actually I think the phone should ring or something so that you can find it if you cannot see it. And yeah, we also have here, for instance, find phone, which is, by the way, also not working for some reason. Like anti-lost, it should also vibrate when it's out of range, but yeah, it's not working for me. Maybe I have to install some different application to make it work. Then here also sedentary reminder, I'm not sure what this thing is doing. And also here video broadcast to stream something to your smartwatch. Yeah guys, all in all, that are all the applications, and now I want to quickly show you some features which we have not seen right now. Now here's a quick look at the application which enables most of the features. Now this smartwatch is actually universal. It works with a lot of those Bluetooth applications, but since it has a mediatek SoC, it's pretty good to use the mediatek application here for smartwatches. Like for instance, installing applications is not working here on this one, so it was working better on the number one watch. But yeah, I have to say I like this one a bit more. And also really cool watch is the SmartQZ watch, which has a Play Store and there are custom ROMs. Maybe there will also come custom ROMs here for this watch, but yeah, let's just wait. Then here we have alert, we have scan. Scan is not working, so for some reason cannot scan. Same goes for device info. For instance, on my number one watch, I could display the device info. For some reason it's not working here on this one. Maybe there will be a software update to fix all this. Then here you can see notifications, and basically you can send notifications from every app on your smartphone to your smartwatch. Really, it doesn't matter. So you can also disable notifications from specific apps. Like if you don't want to have Facebook on the smartwatch, just disable it. It's fully working. Now let us test the speaker and just hear for yourself how the quality of the speaker sounds for you. So for me the speaker quality sounds really okay, but now I want to show you the remote control for the camera of your smartphone. Like if you open up here the remote application, then you can just capture from your smartwatch. Just hit here capture and now your smartphone is capturing a picture and then sends it to your smartwatch. As you can see, here we have the picture, and I have to say it looks quite okay. Quality really good. You can also watch it on the computer later, and yeah, that's a really nice feature. It's just like spy cam. You can, for instance, just place your smartphone anywhere and then just remote control the camera, which I really like, and I think that's a pretty cool feature. Now here just a few words about NFC. Now, yeah, this smartphone supports NFC, the chipset supports NFC, and there's a NFC antenna in the strap, so I will just show you it. And here's the NFC antenna. As you can see here, it's between both of the rubber things here. And yeah, it doesn't look that good, so it looks a bit like it would come off, but yeah, if it really comes off, you can just glue it down. There's absolutely no problem. Then we have here, for instance, the tag writer, and it's compatible with this or any NFC tag writer. And if you're familiar with NFC, then you probably know that you can store a lot of crap on your NFC tag. And for instance, the Bluetooth pair information, by default there's something from the factory on the NFC chip, but you can overwrite it. You just have now to put the antennas together here from the Galaxy Note 4 and the smartwatch like this, and then you could overwrite, for instance, the NFC tag. But you can also store a business card, for instance, on your smartwatch. If you're using this in your business or in your work, then that's a pretty cool thing. And this works perfectly nice with the smartwatch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're now at the end of this review, and I hope that I've covered everything. If something is missing, just leave me a comment down below and I will try to add it. Alright guys, now just a few words regarding the build quality. If I press the screen really hard, you can see those pressure waves, or how I call them here on the screen. So yeah, that's just regarding the display, but it's quite scratch resistant. Then here you can see that the viewing angles are really bad. Now at this angle here, so you can see almost nothing. The display turns white and this looks really strange. Also, if other people are looking at your smartwatch, then they just see some white light here and this doesn't look good at all. But the rest of the watch seems to be pretty good quality. I haven't done any drop tests, but if you want to, I could do some. Then here you can see the fastener, and this is really bad. Now I absolutely hate the strap, but because of the NFC antenna and also some other crap here, it's not possible to replace it. I'm not sure how long the strap will last, but a new strap like with a magnetic fastener would be great. Anyways, this strap here is a real piece of crap. All in all, yeah, you can see it here. It works perfectly nice. I'm getting now Facebook messages, but I really have to say I enjoy the smartwatch. Okay guys, so thanks for watching, and this was probably the first review of the Aiwatch A8 Plus. So if something is missing, please don't be mad, just leave me a comment down below and I will try to answer it as soon as possible. There was no other review, so I had just a quick look at the smartwatch, tested it for 2 days, and this is my personal opinion on it. And if something is missing, you can also post it on chinadevices.com. As always, if you're interested, a link down below from DHGATE, and yes, DHGATE is safe. You just have to watch out from which sellers you buy. Now, like on AliExpress, there are also a lot of fake sellers on DHGATE, so be a bit careful. Just read some reviews and also always have a look at the feedback from other buyers. Alright guys, so that was my review of it. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, and bye bye!